Welcome to the Evolve Beyond Limits podcast. I am your host, Stacey Geisel, self-mastery coach and mentor. The mission of Evolve Beyond Limits is simple. Fall in love with your life and change the world in the process. And each episode of this podcast is dedicated to helping you do just that. It's designed to bring you one step closer to an aha moment that could completely transform your life so that you can keep evolving into your fullest potential. The reality is how you show up in the world matters, and I don't want you to waste another second living a life that doesn't light your soul on fire. So let's have some fun. Hello, and welcome back to the Evolve Beyond Limits podcast. I am your host, Stacey Geisel, and we are continuing on with our series on human design. And we've been talking about the different types. So today we are going to talk about the manifestor. For those of you out there that are manifestors, you make up about 8% of the population. So you're the second to most rare of all the types. And the reason that you're here is so important. Manifestors are very powerful. They have a very powerful aura about them because they are here to initiate action. They're here to start things and they're here to keep things moving forward. We need our manifestors in the world. And the funny part is that most people have been taught to act like a manifestor. We're taught that if we want something, we need to go out and get it. But if you've been listening to this series and if you are a generator or a manifesting generator or a projector, or you know any of them, their strategy in life is not to start things. They have to wait for things to come to them. This is what makes the manifestor so different. And this is what makes the manifestor so powerful. Okay. There's oftentimes manifestors don't see themselves as manifestors. They don't see themselves as empowered. They don't see themselves as powerful. They actually get quite uncomfortable with those words. And it's something to take a look at because, again, if only 8% of the population is here to initiate action and then hand it off to everyone else around them, we need that 8% to be doing what they do best. Now, the strategy to a manifestor is to inform. To inform. It's important to realize that a manifestor is going to do what they want. They're not asking, when they're informing the people around them, they are not asking for permission and nor are they looking for a negotiation. So if you are a manifestor, realize that a lot of times you may not do this. It's really important. Communication is such a huge thing for the manifestor, and they tend not to. They tend not to because they don't want to be told no. They don't want somebody to get in their way. So don't think of informing as some sort of punishment or some sort of I'm asking for permission. You're not. You're simply informing so that it can lessen the resistance of the people around you. If they know what you're doing, they might actually be able to help you. If they don't know what you're doing, then they may be resistant to whatever it is that you're trying to do, and they don't know how to help. So just keep that in mind, manifestors. Inform. You need to inform. This is your strategy. Now, there's a gifts, and every gift that comes along with a manifestor is going to come along with some sort of power and some sort of impact. Because manifestors are very powerful. They're very influential beings. They're the only type that we just spoke about that can initiate action without waiting for someone else. They have this ability to empower people around them. People feel safe oftentimes in the presence of a manifestor. They have a very free spirit. They're mysterious to a lot of people because people can either feel very intimidated by them or they can feel very drawn to them. And often there's a combination of the two. They're intimidated by them, but they want to know more. And that's what creates this mysteriousness to the manifestor. And manifestors they're very creative and successful because they need to be, because they have that ability to start things. So it's a really beautiful thing. Now, there are some challenges as to every type. With every gift, there's usually a challenge that there's a challenge that comes with it. And that challenge, or what to watch for, is there's a few of them. One is that manifestors can struggle with communication. I mentioned that. They struggle with communication because they are very independent and they're used to doing things on their own. And so they don't really feel the need to communicate, which is funny because their strategy is actually that they need to communicate. So if you're a manifestor, understand that communication is going to be a huge thing that you have to work on, how you communicate, in what ways you communicate, and all of that. Another challenge is that because manifestors are so powerful, they can sometimes easily dominate other people. And they tend to have a little bit more of a repelling aura compared to like the generator or the manifesting generator that pulls people towards them. Manifestors can have kind of the opposite effect on people. And it's because they're so powerful. It's not something to be ashamed of or sad because it's part of your gift. You just have to realize that people can easily feel intimidated by you. And you can easily dominate over people if you're not careful. Anger is a huge challenge of the manifestor. They can also struggle to work with others. Again, not necessarily because they don't want to. It's just that they're very independent and they can do it on their own and they want to do it their way. Manifestors don't really like to be told what to do. So this is something that you have to watch out for. And also, manifestors really aren't designed to work a 9-to-5 job. They don't have the kind of sustainable energy that the generators and the manifesting generators have. And so they work best in short spurts with being able to rest in between. So overall, the overarching purpose or goal, I would say, of the manifestor is that they need to learn, because they're so powerful. They're so powerful. They need to learn how to use the power that they were born with to empower the people around them rather than dominate over them. Because we can either lead into one of two ways. We can dominate people or we can empower people. And the manifestor's ultimate goal is to find out so much about themselves and what their unique gifts are and how they can lead, that they're empowering the people around them instead of dominating people to get what they want. Okay. So that is a little bit about the manifestor. Make sure that you head on over to the website. If you have not gotten your chart yet, then you can get the chart. And when you download your chart, then you're also going to get the free ebook that will outline some of this information, as well as the information on the other types, so that you can look up your friends and your family and kind of learn a little bit more about them. And then when you are ready to take a deeper dive into human design, make sure that you go ahead and book a human design foundation call. And we will dive into all the gifts and challenges, your decision-making authority, helping you really understand how to live your human design. So until next time, let's go change the world.